Oh, yeah.
I want to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting of Greenville City Council. Nice to have you with us on this beautiful spring day. There are a lot of temptations outside City Hall tonight, so I know a lot of people want to keep things moving. We'll try to be mindful of that. Please rise for invocation, which I'll ask you to be a moment of silence on behalf of the victims of the tornadoes in Mississippi. Thank you. Could be us one day, so be careful then. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember John DeWorke.
Here.
Councilmember Lillian Fleming.
Here.
Councilmember Ken Gibson.
Here.
Councilmember Will Brazington.
Here.
Councilmember Russell Stahl.
Here.
Councilmember Dorothy Dow.
Here.
Mayor Knox White.
Here. You have the minutes of March 13th. Stand approved as submitted unless there are any objections. See nothing from council. We've got something now.
Love
Okay. We have folks assigned to speak to us tonight. Please observe the 3-minute clock rule. Mr. Alan Estridge, you know the drill. So nice to have you with us, Alan. We have your brochure.
I just wanted to give everyone
Thank
on
you.
council a copy of our 2022 annual report. It is absolutely stunning, and I know that you'll want to read every word of it. And I have some more great news to announce. And I want to thank again the Special Events Department of the city, because this past Thursday at Downtown Alive, because of all of the basketball festivities going on at the well, we stayed open a couple of more hours, and it resulted in record high proceeds, $21,997
Yeah.
in beverage sales,
That's huge.
which is
That's
just
quite
absolutely
a
great.
take.
And I've already talked to Karen this weekend. This Thursday, we're going for the all-nighter, baby.
Right.
I just want to say thank you very much. Please look this over. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or contact me at that. And thank
We
you.
don't always get NCAA crowds in town, you know.
Hey, I'll never, ever complain about traffic again. Thank you.
Do we have that on record? Do we have it on?
Yeah. That was the Marvin Gaye concert, I think.
That's what you said. It is good. You told me that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. That's a good looking brochure. All righty. Mr. Farmer, you got your 3 minutes. One more after that.
Joe Farmer, 207 Alpine Way. I want to give you 3 instances tonight where I think the general public has been treated differently than the Board of Zoning Appeals members themselves. As you all remember, an applicant applied for a storage unit on Wade Hampton Boulevard, which it was approved. He did not get this built, came back 1 year later and applied for an extension and was denied. Subsequently, a member of the board purchased that property, applied for an application for a storage unit, and it was granted. Similarly, on Pendleton Street, the chairman of the committee applied for a drive-through exception, which was granted. He didn't get it built. He came back 1 year later, applied for an extension, and was granted. So one person gets an extension and one person doesn't. And the one that got the extension is on the board. Secondly, this fall, a new bar applied for a late night exception for Camperdown Plaza, which the chairman is involved in. They were approved, but they asked for a modification to the security because, as you know, late night security requires 1 SLED certified and 1 uniformed officer, and they wanted to have 2 SLED certified because of the cost. And so it was approved. 2 months ago, Ray's Bar, which has been right here on Main Street, changed hands. It was sold to the sister-in-law of the previous owner's sister-in-law now owns it. So she had to reapply. She asked for a similar accommodation on security. She was denied and sent and referred to the TAC committee. So one bar that's not in existence gets an approval. One bar that's been in existence gets denied. Lastly, a applicant homeowner on Pettigrew Street applied for a hotel designation, short-term rental, which was denied. That property was subsequently sold to an out-of-state investor who was represented by a board member. He applied for the same hotel exception and he was approved. So 3 instances of substantially similar circumstances where board members got exceptions approved where the general public did not. Now, the word on the street is, if you want to get an exception, you better get a board member involved with your project. And I think that is not what we want going on here. We've got a problem on the board. I keep pointing it out because these things just keep popping up. So I hope you'll take a look at it.
Thank you. Lauren Stevens? Stevens?
Good evening, members of City Council and Mayor White. I'm Lauren Stevens, and I live at 102 Mill Estate Road, and that's in Taylor's. I don't live in the city. I work in the city as the Director of Social Services at the Salvation Army, right there on Rutherford Street, your favorite corner shop, trust me. It's my pleasure to come here tonight as the Chair of the Greenville Homeless Alliance, as well as my part-time job as the Director at the Salvation Army. I'm a native of Greenville. I'm the product of our public school systems. I probably still owe the library downtown a couple of dollars in fees, to be honest. And I remember when the falls downtown were not a sight to see, rather a physical sight to avoid. But I'm here tonight, believe it or not, to speak in favor of item 16A regarding affordable housing and adding another exit lane for my friends, the people in Greenville experiencing homelessness. The Greenville Homeless Alliance consists of over 120 public and private partners who voluntarily and collectively work to increase options for individuals, couples, families, all whom are seeking the stability that we all know and care for deeply. All to experience the same Greenville all of us do. The Salvation Army and Miracle Hill represent the first step of our housing ecosystem, shelter. Between the two organizations, we operate the vast majority of shelter beds here in Greenville County. In the absence of this critical aspect of the Greenville housing ecosystem, there would be an additional 450 individuals sleeping rough right here in Greenville tonight. All parts are required to create a successful whole. Acknowledging this ecosystem is the first natural step. The second is to actively participate in its sustainability. GHA is proud to be a member of the Greenville Affordable Housing Coalition. We can not only participate in our lane, we must put forth the effort on the entire highway. A silo system will not help us here. We need exits from homelessness, which is our highest priority, and it has been that since the original white paper was authored in 2015. In partnership with the Greenville Affordable Housing Coalition, the top 5 goals have been established. The first one, increase local public investment dollars. 2, to reduce the number of cost-burdened households. 3, to increase private and public partnership. 4, produce units for 30% AMI and below. And 5, to increase home ownership, especially among minority populations. Every day we see the critical need for permanent supportive housing, and we thank you as city council members who have the power to deploy this local investment for our local economy. Our friends and colleagues at the Greenville Housing Fund, we thank you for working with the City Council to deploy $30 million investment to expand your efforts with the coalition partners. We thank the leadership of the GHF for working with you to deploy this investment to expand your efforts with coalition partners, given GHF, that's a really hard acronym to say. Permission to just finish 2 sentences so it makes sense.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Is that fair?
Of
Okay,
course,
cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
The affordable and workforce multifamily projects totaling around $21 million. This investment will allow GHF to deploy the remaining $9 million on land banking and address the critical need for PSH, which is permanent supportive housing, for my people, for those folks who are experiencing homelessness tonight. Thank you for this commitment to growing the ecosystem so that we all can live in a more equitable, vibrant, and beautiful community in the years to come, and even as closely as, the coming months. We look forward to continued collaboration with everyone working to create this community where safe, affordable homes are accessible to all income levels. We believe in a Greenville without homelessness and aspire to be a collective voice for people experiencing homelessness and those such as myself working really hard to eliminate it. Thank you.
Thank you. We do value, of course, we talk about the Salvation Army. You've been at this business a long time, and I can't tell you much. We always appreciate the expertise, the deep expertise that you have. And it's not just at the high level we're talking about it tonight with the extra housing investment, but the day-to-day interaction with the city, with you and so many other organizations to help us deal with this issue on a daily basis. And that's something we're very grateful for.
Well,
We know we can
really
always
grateful.
call on you.
So
it's a
thank
great
you.
thing.
Yeah, Knox, and I want to make a comment to Lauren. Stay there.
I'll move.
I think one thing that's really exciting is I was involved in writing the white paper in 2000, whenever it was. And it's really exciting seeing that plan is actually coming to fruition. And we're doing what was outlined in that plan several years ago. And I think what it's taken is a collaboration of all the agencies in Greenville that is unique to many cities. And I mean, we're making a dent. And it's not a big enough dent, but we're making a dent. And that's very exciting to see all the work that's being done. So congratulations.
Absolutely. There is nothing about this that's zero sum. And so we are grateful for each step. So thank all of you very much.
Thank you. We have a special presentation tonight, Mr. City Manager. I think you arranged this.
Good afternoon, council members and mayor. Thank you guys for having us here. We come before you on behalf of Secretary Todd McCraftley, South Carolina Veterans Affairs. We have two programs, the Military Academic Recognition Program and the Veteran Friendly Employer Program, as well as the Palmetto Pathfinder Program. The first program we will go over is the Veteran Friendly Employer Recognition Program. This is where we want to recognize employers all over the state who house our veterans as far as within their workforce and what they do with it for their community. And we want to recognize them by giving them a gold, silver or bronze, and there's different categories for each award. One of the categories, like for gold, you have to be at least 12% of the employer's workforce is comprised of veterans, and at least 12% of the senior management positions must be filled by veterans. And that's just part of the Veteran Employee Recognition Program. The Academic Recognition Program, this right here is recognizing many of the military academic programs here within the city of Greenville. We're doing this for your awareness to know about these programs. And you can look on our website and have the more insight on it as far as what each program, which each one designates, whether it's gold, silver, or bronze. Okay. And this right here is Mrs. Paulette. This is our Regional Integration Officer for the upstate.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, thank you guys for having us again today. My name is Paulette Dunn, and I'm the upstate coordinator of a lot of these services. And so one of the last things I wanted to discuss with you guys is, for your awareness, is the Palmetto Pathfinder program. This is a program that's really a mentorship program. We encourage veterans who are doing well in their lives and thriving to come alongside other veterans who may be transitioning into our great upstate area. We have a lot of veterans across the state who want to move here and are actively doing so. And so we want to connect them with a Pathfinder who can provide some veteran-to-veteran support that can be peer-to-peer support, that someone's maybe looking for housing or education, healthcare, and sometimes it's just social networking for them as well. So we want to make sure that our veterans who are coming to our city and our great area really are thriving, and we can, if they're having any problems at all, we want to be able to connect them through this Pathfinder program. So that's another program that we're offering throughout the entire state. It's not new. It's probably about a year old now, but we've been connecting our Pathfinders to folks all across the upstate. We have 33 Pathfinders here in the Greenville County area right now currently working. We certainly want to also express our greatest appreciation for Upstate Warrior Solution. They just hosted our Palmetto Pathfinder training at the new Rupert Hughes Veterans Center. It's a beautiful facility. If you haven't been there or seen it, I encourage you all to make that effort to take a tour. We're very proud to have that here locally to be able to serve our veterans. And we also work very closely with Austin Wilkes, Upstate Housing Connections and the Upstate COC to make sure we're facilitating any needs that our veterans may have. That's all we have.
Appreciate it. I believe
Sure.
Councilman Dow may have some connection to the Warrior Solutions.
Yeah, well, and I would acknowledge Councilmember Fleming, who sits on the Board of Directors of Upstate Warrior Solution. We really appreciate
lots
it.
of-
I'm very excited to be attending the ribbon cutting in April and looking forward to it.
It's going to be a wonderful place to serve.
We,
I got a quick question. Hey,
Yeah.
have you guys met? You and Lindsay in the back? No, I'm saying Lindsay. Have y'all
Lauren,
met? Say again? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Have you met Tiffany from Community Works? Just making sure. Good deal.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. It's one of the most successful homeless programs, I think, is the Veterans Connection.
if I could also
Practice
say,
for sure.
will y'all be here till the end of the meeting tonight?
Laura, my bad. I said your name wrong.
If you're able, I'd love to talk to you after the meeting. If you have somewhere to go, I understand.
The meeting will be quick. Don't worry, you don't have to read it.
We always think that. We think that.
Okay, consent agenda. No, boards and commission, accommodations tax. You said we're taking that one off?
Yes, sir. It'll be at a future
Okay,
meeting.
okay. Consent agenda then. The motion to second?
So moved. Second.
Motion second, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember DeWorke.
Aye.
Councilmember Fleming. Councilmember Gibson.
Aye.
Councilmember Brazington.
Aye.
Councilmember Stahl.
Aye.
Councilmember Dow.
Aye.
Mayor White.
Aye, a lot of good annexations in that second and final. Proceeding now, speaking of that, with regular agenda 14A.
14A, an ordinance to annex approximately 2.91 acres of real property and 0.52 acre of adjacent right-of-way located at 3410 Augusta Road and to provide the zoning designation of C2.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Anybody need discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember DeWorke.
Aye.
Councilmember Fleming. Councilmember Gibson.
Aye.
Councilmember Brazington. Councilmember Stahl.
Aye.
Councilmember Dow.
Aye.
Mayor White.
Aye, it's a good one. Thank you. 15A.
First reading, an ordinance authorizing and directing the city of Greenville to enter into an intergovernmental agreement relating to the South Carolina Local Revenue Services to participate in one or more local revenue service programs, to execute and deliver one or more participant program supplements and other matters relating thereto.
Second.
Motion second. Karen, do you want to?
I have just a few comments.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor and City Council, the ordinance before you is an intergovernmental agreement related to the South Carolina Local Revenue Services provided through the Municipal Association of SC. As you will recall, municipalities within the state participate in a program whereby the collection of insurance, brokers, and telecommunication taxes are received from the MASC to the city. Following the Standardization Act approved by City Council, Ordinance 2021-74, the city adopted the locally compliant business license ordinance in November of 21. The municipalities in the state have now determined it would be advisable to update the existing local revenue service program. The update includes the establishment and requirement to join the South Carolina Local Revenue Services by an intergovernmental agreement. So, if council does not approve this, then the city would be required to donate significant staff, time, and cost to initiate a collection program of our own, and it is critical for the city's general fund revenue.
Any questions?
Yes. I promise I'll make it short.
Okay.
Okay, Karen. So we currently are in these programs. We're an ITP broker tax product and then the
Yes, ma'am.
telecommunications. And I'm not really speaking towards the telecommunications, more the ITP and the BTP.
Yes.
And in the realignment of collections, all of these fell into that business realignment.
Correct.
Remember. All right,
Correct.
here's my question. We are always a little bit it is hard for us to predict the revenue that will come in, at least on those first two streams, ITP and BTP. Will this intergovernmental help us in any way in predicting that for our budgetary processes?
No.
Will it help
So
us
the
in
time
any
frame-
way?
The timeframe will not change, to my knowledge. It would still be the end of June when we get that large insurance business license amount.
So we have no vehicle in terms of shifting it away from our staff time to their staff time, or with the intergovernmental, to get a better handle on it.
So we don't have any staff time involved in it now.
Okay.
It would cost us staff time if we were to not be involved
Okay.
in the intergovernmental agreement.
And this new, signing on this doesn't improve our situation any in terms of.
Time-wise, no, ma'am.
Okay, that's a shame. But
It is.
no penalties for being the deliverer of the bad news.
Thank you.
I was hoping.
I just wanted to make a comment. When I was president of the municipal association, we worked on this because beforehand, our staff.
Put your microphone, I'm sorry.
Beforehand, our
Comments, so I wanna make
staff
sure they get-
did not, it would take hours and hours, and we had more staff then than we have now. Because at the time, they spent a lot of time trying to trace down these out-of-town people. So this, even though you have no idea to predict it, because you have no idea who's coming. But it has benefited us because it has saved time and trouble, and we start receiving money that we had not received before. So this is irrespective of that little glitch. The fact that we get something rather than nothing, I'm all for it.
No, I'm all for it. I just wish with that entity, there was more predictability in it, because it puts a strain on you.
Yes.
I mean, that, you know,
Budgeting
that
is very
unpredictability in budgeting is a tough thing. And,
Yes.
all right, well, a girl can try. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we
Thanks, Karen.
sometimes we get good surprises, sometimes we get not so good surprises, but usually it's on the good surprise side.
Yeah, when we get the check, I'm excited.
Clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember DeWorke.
Aye.
Councilmember Fleming.
Aye.
Councilmember Gibson. Councilmember Brazington. Councilmember Stahl.
Aye.
Councilmember Dow.
Aye.
Mayor White.
Aye. Okay, 16A, resolution, first and final reading.
A resolution to affirm city council support for accelerated investment in affordable housing.
Second.
Second, Mr. Manager.
Yes, sir.
Let you
I'll tee it up for
introduce our
Brian.
special guest tonight.
By way of background, the City Commission report entitled Balancing Prosperity and Housing Affordability in Greenville in 2016 that resulted in the creation of Greenville Housing Fund in 2018. The Greenville 2040 Comprehensive Plan included affordable housing opportunities as one of the city's top priorities for guiding the city's growth into the future. To date, the city has committed over $14.5 million in financial support to the Greenville Housing Fund and land valued at more than $8.5 million. The city's fiscal year 24 through 27 capital improvement plan, which council has adopted, includes planned funding of $2.5 million in annual funding for supporting affordable housing as recommended in the Greenville 2040 Comprehensive Plan. Based on that ongoing commitment, the Greenville Housing Fund will leverage more than $33 million, including the city commitment referenced herein, private equity, and additional funding sources to invest in affordable housing options in the city of Greenville. Mr. Brown's going to share some additional details on how he plans to deploy those resources to further our affordable housing goals.
Thank you, members council and city manager McDonough, Mayor White. Thank you for having me, and thank you for this support. As you know, we are in the urgent moment of now when it comes to affordable housing needs in our community. We have rapidly increasing gentrification in our neighborhoods, and your support of this resolution and working with the Greenville Housing Fund on leveraging that commitment up. Essentially, what we're going to do is take your commitment and amortize it and get upfront capital today that is so much more valuable than that amount coming in over time. And as Lauren mentioned, you know, this is a multi-pronged effort by the Greenville Housing Fund and our many partners in our Greenville Affordable Housing Coalition. Just wanted to mention, as the city manager stated, you have invested with us, and to date, we have produced and preserved 1,048 units of affordable housing in the city of Greenville. And we have done that through the work of our many nonprofit and for-profit partners who were here long before the Greenville Housing Fund and who have done good work in our community for a long time. And I just wanted to mention some of the partners with whom we have invested to achieve the success we have thus far. Habitat for Humanity, Bywater Development, the Greenville Housing Authority, Beyond Housing, which is formerly NHC, Carolina Crafted Construction, United Housing Connections, Homes of Hope, Allen Temple Community Development Corporation, NHE, Affordable Upstate, Prestwick Development, Atlantic Housing Foundation, and with this support, we're going to prioritize our pipeline development, particularly on those valuable pieces of property you have donated to us around Unity Park. We'll have more resources to really execute on that because, as you can appreciate, we are in an environment of inflationary construction costs and higher interest rates. But more importantly, in my judgment, the exciting part of what we're going to be able to do is on the reallocation of existing and anticipated resources, the $10 million that we will deploy on our neighborhood strategy, we'll be able to work with existing nonprofit partners and for-profit partners who have been in our neighborhoods developing infill development and single-family homes in our special emphasis neighborhoods. And we look forward to working with folks like Genesis Homes, Sterling Land Trust, Southern Side Economic Development, Parish House CDC, and others to really attack this neighborhood-based problem so we can provide 200 homes in these neighborhoods over the next 5 years. So this total effort is really designed to activate the pipeline that you've heard me talk about before. But really, in my opinion, the exciting part is we've just never had the resources to really get into these neighborhoods and support our partners. So these resources, think about mobilizing our coalition in a more meaningful way and how they can deliver in these neighborhoods. That's really what this is about. So very excited to be here, very excited to undertake this effort, to continue to work with the city on leveraging this up, working with my board and staff who, some of my board members are here, and thank you for being here.
Why don't you have your board members stand and some of your
partners.
Yeah, just say your board members.
And the partners
appreciate
are
it.
here too.
And your partners, we got some partners
Oh
here.
yeah, partners, please stand. If you're a partner of the Greenville.
Brian, how much has the Impact Fund raised so far?
So the Impact Fund.
And maybe explain what the Impact Fund is.
Yeah. So we raised a social impact fund, which we call the Greenville Housing Impact Fund. And we go to what I would call investors who want to not only get their money back and make a small rate of return, which was in our case 2.5%, but they also are really in it for the social return. And we raised $6.5 million in that impact fund from private investment. And that was with the resources we had coming in annually. So we are pretty optimistic that we will be able to, with these resources, do even more in that private capital formation and really have a better toolbox.
Well, it's also important to note that this is this is an arrow in the quiver of all the tools that we have and that we're creating and being creative about finding ways to build on this guy. And this is a significant first step.
Yeah, thank you.
Here we got a lot of comments from council.
I have one comment, and this is to our community development staff that's been here since we started working with home ownership programs when it was not heard of in 1984 or 85. And they've done a marvelous job. And this just accentuates and add to what we've already been doing. So I thank the staff, particularly those of you who've been working in community development all of these years, for what you have done and consistently integrated and made this one great big
pool of greatness here to help people. And I had a person today tell me, I'm still waiting for a place to come back home to this side of town. So there are people out there, and we thank you for this. This is not a waste of time or money.
Councilmember Flan, thank you for recognizing community development staff because we work very closely with them and they're really boots on the ground in these neighborhoods. And, you know, they were extraordinarily helpful with an affordable homeownership effort in Nicholtown that we were involved with the private developer. And they did a lot of work getting home buyers prepared, qualified, and connected with down payment assistance. And so we can't do this without the staff of the city of Greenville either. So thank you for saying that.
And thank you, Jenny Stroud, for planting those seeds.
Brian, I feel like you and I are just going to have to move in together the time we spend. You know, this is an acceleration of the funding we already have been given. It is leveraging the 2.5 million we have been giving annually, in addition to accelerating the funding from the county square. That 7 million has been accelerated. And we are in a time of rolling up our sleeves and getting stuff built. So you and I and the city manager spend hours each month basically going through the project list, one by one by one. Where are we? When are we turning dirt? What is needed to get there? And so really, I do feel like the hard work is beginning because until it's built, you know, it's really just a line on the ground. You know, this is encumbering future councils to continue that investment of $2.5 million. This is encumbering future councils to invest that $2.5 million because that in essence is the payment towards this bond, a worthy thing to be doing. But we cannot do this. We cannot do this in government without private-public partnerships. This will take banks being willing to lend. This will take builders being willing to build. This will take parcel owners, private parcel owners being willing to dedicate their land towards this effort. Part of our work is also looking at every piece of parcel that the city owns. And if it is a prospect for adding affordable housing to it, particularly in home ownership, which we are beginning that venture right now, you know, and so, you know, I just don't want to give the impression this is a silver bullet, this is going to fix our problems overnight, nor that this is throwing more money at a problem. It is merely accelerating the money we've already been given. We are at a time where it really takes rolling up our sleeves and everybody's partnership on it that believes this is needed for our city. It also involves identifying additional revenue streams. I think people have heard me a lot talk about, and I greatly appreciate the council's support of sending a letter supporting S-284 in the Senate to be able to use tourism tax revenue towards workforce development and housing. That was a very solid move on the part of the city and a good car ride down with Brian. So we have your back. We are here to help. Our community development team has been immensely supportive, and the community needs to step up as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Exactly true. I'm so glad you talked about the partners here tonight because that's been the history of this program forever. And there's so many organizations and people who've been involved in this issue for 20 years, 25 years in our neighborhoods, and their handiwork is all over Nicholtown. It is all over Southern Side. It is all over Spartanburg Street. You can see it and touch it. There it is. And in West Greenville, of course, there's some 400 units of affordable housing that didn't exist 10 years ago. Now they're there. It's been out there a long time. And sometimes people get lost in these numbers. We talk about numbers and 1,000 units and all. You can go out and see it. I mean, nobody can drive into these neighborhoods today. People tell us all the time, they're almost unrecognizable from what they were 20 years ago because we've been there. And Jenny Stroud is here tonight. Jenny, stand up. I'm going to, you very much here. Yeah. I mean, for, I have to publicly recognize you got it. You led the staff for 20 years of effort. It's all out there, and sometimes to act like that's not there is heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking to the people who work so hard to get the money, to get the projects, but they're there. You can touch and feel all the buildings, all the multifamily and Jesse Jackson townhomes and Green Line Spartanburg, all these places are there because of Jenny. But she was the master of bringing these partners together, that it wasn't just the city, it was always Homes of Hope. It was always Habitat. It was always the AMA Church and everybody else who made it. And I think, Brown, when you were hired for this job, you were blown away by the fact we had done so much over the past many years. I mean, we created, I think Jenny created 3,000 units in the last couple of years before you ever arrived. And I know that when you were interviewed for this job, that you were just blown away by the number of partners and how much we'd already done for these many years. And our challenge has always been, as we reach this milestone, is that in 2015, 16, our population went like this. I mean, people have already forgotten that for 35 to 40 years, the city population went down every census. And all of a sudden, it went up for the first time in 40 years. And suddenly, there's a new word in our vernacular, gentrification. You won't find it before then. And we reacted to it in around, I think it was 2017, City of Greenville was named the 4th fastest growing city in America. And to say we saw it coming would not be true. We knew we were kind of growing, the county was growing, but the city wasn't growing until it was. And we stepped back, hired consultants, and in 2018, we created the Housing Fund, a new direction, a new emphasis. So we didn't just focus on single-family homes, home ownership, the good work Lillian mentioned with late Senator Ralph Anderson. You cannot talk about this issue without talking about Ralph Anderson. His handiwork is all over Green Avenue, new houses galore. But Lillian was talking about him. Well, all the single-family homes were great, home ownership great. But in 2018, we decided with consultants, we need to go a new direction. We need to focus on rental, more rental, and we need to do multifamily. So we want to try both. We're going to have multifamily to boost these numbers. So it's our reaction to the sudden growth we experienced in Greenville. But the fact is, Greenville did not keep its head in the sand. We saw it, we recognized it, something's going on here. And in 2018, we took a big step to go in a different direction. And I really appreciate the fact that today is a real milestone that we're going a new direction. Now we're going another new direction with a bond that we've been waiting for so long for you to tell us the green light. You're ready. You got your plan. You've talked to your bankers and you're ready to go. So it's going to be a great thing. And I also want to emphasize what Councilman Dow said. It's so true. We need other tools. This is just one thing we do, but Councilman Stahl was talking about the impact fund, and that's actually, he was saying, that was worth a little more discussion. That's about private fundraising. This community has raised about $6 million, I believe, in private. Hey, that's nothing. This community can raise 10 million. I mean, if we focus on it. So now I think you're at the level where the private effort can now go to a more formalized effort for individuals and companies and people and we should make it a goal to raise $10 million of private money to match this kind of money. The hospitality tax would be a great tool, and there are other things out there too, the land that we can sell. So we'll give you a lot more resources than just this here tonight.
Well, I appreciate that. Let me also thank the staff for another tool in our toolbox, which you'll be hearing more about soon, which is the new development code. And the staff has done a really fantastic job of including incentives in that code to support affordable housing. But also, when I talk to community groups about this, housing supply in general, even at the market level, all of it helps housing affordability. Because the more supply we have, the less demand pushes down into the affordable space. And so that code has a lot of good tools in it. And I look forward to you all adopting it. I just want to thank the staff for their hard work on it.
Well, Shannon's over there with her. By changing the pattern of development in the city, I think we may look back in 10 years and say, with all due respect to Brian and his money, that may be the most fundamental thing we did, was change the pattern of development to provide incentives for affordable housing where they wouldn't happen otherwise. And Greenville's going to lead the way in that, just as we're leading the way in this commitment, which does put us at the top. No city in South Carolina can touch us in terms of, we wanted to be the best in the peer group. We used to talk about that, but I think we've now exceeded everybody else by a long shot. So,
well, and I look forward to continuing to work with all of you on adding to the toolbox.
We'll add to the toolbox.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Okay, two other quick staff reports. That's kind of related.
Quick staff reports.
Someone's going to begin.
We won't take.
Sitting back there.
Accelerating our
Oh, you got a
commitment
video?
to address
Okay.
affordable housing needs in the city of Greenville.
Oh, my goodness, get that off. Highest level of investment. You didn't tell me this was coming. That's something we're very proud of.
Greenville City Council passed a resolution that allows the Greenville Housing Fund to accelerating our commitment to address affordable housing needs in the city of Greenville.
That puts the city of Greenville at the highest level of investment in affordable housing in all of South Carolina. That's something we're very proud of.
Greenville City Council passed a resolution that allows the Greenville Housing Fund to speed up construction on affordable and workforce housing. A $30 million bond would be spent over the next 5 years on an estimated 1,250 units.
This is really important because we can't wait. We can't wait for interest rates to go down. We can't wait for inflation to go down. We have to do this today because the demand in this community for housing is so great. It's what's driving gentrification. It's what's driving increasing rent prices all across our community. And so we have to respond. And this accelerated funding will allow us to respond faster.
The bond would put Greenville's investment above peer cities like Asheville, Durham, Raleigh, and Charleston. Brown says the area around Unity Park is his priority. He hopes to break ground on a major project this summer.
We have land that's been donated to us by the city of Greenville around Unity Park, and we really want to prioritize getting those developments going. You're going to see things happening in particularly the sites that we own down by Unity Park. We'll have one going under construction. We're working on our senior housing development, Southern Side Senior.
The city has committed to $2.5 million annually to help the Greenville Housing Fund leverage accelerated financing. The city will also reallocate $10 million from existing funds and private matching capital to build 200 single-family homes in our special emphasis neighborhoods.
City Council has made affordable housing a priority of the city of Greenville, and we're really demonstrating that again with this commitment of some $33 million, that's both in a bond as well as cash, toward our next phase of affordable housing in the city of Greenville.
Addressing a need with cash and continued partnerships to ensure quality housing is attainable for all residents. I'm Lauren Thomas for the city of Greenville.
Okay, thank you very much.
Will you share that link with us?
Okay, come up and give your clap reports. Was that a commercial?
Okay.
My staff are
Brian
probably
Brown can sell anything, you know. He can.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We wanted to give you a couple of updates on some projects that the city's been working on in terms of land disposition. And the first one tonight is concerning our Mayberry Street RFQ and RFP process. If we could go to the next slide, please, Michael. As you saw, we had some beautiful photos of the park in the video that was just shown. And as you can see, obviously, Unity Park, we're about to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of the park's opening. And it has had a tremendous financial impact, of course, on the area, as well as just being a part of unity throughout our community. And so we are looking now at selling the property that is on Mayberry Street. We've talked about this previously. If we could go to the next slide. And with the work of HR&A, we'll be working to accept an RFQ for qualified developers at the end of April, with the idea that we would be issuing an RFP to have that final completed by the end of the year. And so this is the site that we have, which is our available land on Mayberry Street, and wanted to bring that to everyone's attention tonight as we start to look for the RFQs that will be released again by the end of April, as we start to look for development teams for the redevelopment of that property.
Did that slide say 180 million?
That is true. Yes, that is the value that Mr. Matt Efert did that valuation before he left the city, and that is the valuation that he tabulated at the end of 2022.
And HR&A suggests that we ought to be able to net somewhere in the $15 to $20 million range.
That's correct, yes, sir. Now, some of that will be offset with improvements, but we have spent some.
I said
invest-
net, I said
yes.
net.
Oh, net, yes. We have already invested on sewer rehabilitation along Mayberry Street that we spent a good part of the year last year redoing all of our sewer rehabilitation. And we also have I think we're going to spend about 1.7 million to complete the undergrounding project.
Mentioned before, in fact, we talked about it in 2018 at length, that another tool in the toolbox for affordable housing is the opportunity here to use some of these revenues for affordable housing.
Yes, that's right. Our Unity
And
Park
most
Neighborhood District Character Code was constructed in order to support affordable in this area. And it is also being incentivized through the new development code that we hope will be adopted later this spring through the city council.
Enormous. Okay.
Is that it?
You got the next
Yes,
one?
ma'am.
Oh, sorry.
That's it on this one. I have another update for you.
This might be premature in the stage you're with. Go back to the original, sorry, if we can pull it
Sure.
back up. Keep going.
There you go.
Working with HRNA advisors on the disposition of the property, it is our right to dispose of it with a deed restriction on an affordability component.
Yes, it
Correct?
is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the previous property that we disposed of in this area was the Delano site that had a restriction of 20% at 80% AMI as a deed restriction. I can't imagine any scenario, and it's for council to discuss and deliberate, which has not happened, but any scenario where we dispose of this property without a compelling requirement to include affordability on this site. And the reason that I say that is, with all the talk of building this park and the displacement that it's caused, this is a prime site where people want to live who work in the city of Greenville that can't afford to live in the city of Greenville. So, I see this as a prime opportunity to deed restrict to include affordability at multiple levels, not just 80%. These parcels at one time prior to 2019 were included as having an affordability component.
They have always in the plan has been 20% affordability in these plans.
And we would anticipate.
You're right.
even
We
trying
can't-
to
we can't-
include
It's
that.
there.
We can't imagine.
Nobody was displaced on these sites. These were city-owned parcels. This was the old public works, to be clear. But this is prime real estate and desirable by many to live regardless of what they earn. And it is incumbent on us to ensure that we seek a portion of this to be decided by council, to be reserved for affordable at multiple levels.
Amen.
That is my position on this property, and I hope we'll have
No,
some
I'm
good
going to say,
discussions on that.
since 2018, we have said this property will have a 20% affordable housing.
I just didn't see it in this, so I wanted to be.
We
It's
anticipate,
it'll be in the draft RFQ.
yes, ma'am, it will be. And
Sounds
it's
like we agree.
fully anticipated that there will be an affordability component as well as the ability to incentivize deeper affordability.
I mean, I think it's a prime candidate for the MCIP model. We know 80% is not where we need the help, so 80% AMI is not where we need the help. If you have something to add to that, it's great. That's just, that's my view of the value of this land.
40% is where we need the help.
And we also have interest by other parties in the area who want to join with us in making their land available for affordable housing. As Mr. Wayne Trotter did 3 years ago, we have another party that's interested in doing that as well. So we're picking up not only the properties that we own, the new properties we bought, but also we're getting donations of additional property in the area because of our plans for affordable housing. So coming together well.
Thank you. We'll make sure that you will see the final draft of the RFQ before anything is released, and then you all will have ultimate authority over anything selected through the RFP. The RFQ is just the first step to seek qualified developers. Okay, our next staff report is on 426 North Main Street. This is the home of our municipal court location. And as you all know, we are moving municipal court to Halton Road. We anticipate that the renovations should be completed by early 2024. And we're really excited about our new public safety complex that will be housed out on Halton Road. We have long been excited about having a new opportunity for our municipal court, our fire department, and our police department to be in one location. So with their anticipated move early next year, it's an opportunity for us to look to also dispose of this property. We're looking around 1.92 acres. It is adjacent to Springwood Cemetery. And we would want to put that property out later this year. We would like to be able to start working to hire a broker through an RFQ process that would help us work to dispose of the property in a similar manner to what we just described earlier with Mayberry Street. So letting you know of our intention to start looking for that opportunity with a broker to help us dispose of that property moving forward. Obviously, we'd look at some of the relationship to the property of the surrounding area. It is within the Design Review Board's purview for review and authority over the design of the property. And we anticipate that that would be completed by the end of the year. Any questions?
Does what you're thinking about selling, does that include the shed behind where,
No,
okay.
It does not,
it's just about 1.5 acres.
We're keeping the shed.
And we're anticipating an urbanized form on this property because of its location and its ability to have height, and would anticipate that.
This is a great piece of property. Hope we get some good suggestions. I've mentioned this to several members of council. Just want to put it out there in the public domain that as we look to selling this property, it is just right around the corner from the memorial section where the Confederate soldier stands there, thanks to the state of South Carolina law. And I would like us to consider working with folks, if we're able to have an significant appropriate African-American memorial in our city. This is a good place perhaps to think of doing it. And I think taking a small piece of the proceeds from this, I'm talking maybe $200,000 or so, toward that would be a good down payment for what would be a private effort to memorialize on that site that's just up the road from that a bit.
Thank you.
This project will be led out of our Economic Development Department, and we anticipate having a broker selected within the next couple of months after we've had a chance to go through a competitive process to select the broker.
Good piece of property.
Thank you very much.
Two good RFPs for doing good things. Mr. Manager, you got anything else? Anybody wants to go to NCAA? Okay. Thank you very much. Council meeting adjourned.
6:23 PM.